Alright, one more quick video to show you how to do the trig regression on your calculator. I'll show it for the 84 plus and for the 83 plus. It's slightly different. Before you can do this, you need to have done a couple things. You need to have your data entered in list 1 and list 2, as we showed on the previous video. You should also have created your equation from the get-go. You should have created yours from scratch by approximating the middle, the amplitude, the period, the phase shift, and all that. Once you have your equation, you've tried out a few different ones, you pick the one that's worked best, then you're going to compare it to what the calculator comes up with. And so again, we have the data entered. We're going to go to Stat, and we're going to go over to Calculate, and we're going to choose Sine Regression. And so this is how it looks on the 84 plus. You're going to have to give it a little information. So number of iterations, you can leave it 3. Our X data is in list 1. Remember, if it's coming up with something other than list 1, you hit second 1 to get list 1. And then list 2, or the Y list is in list 2. The period, you have to give it an approximation for the period. And so again, you should have thought about that before. Mine, I can't remember what it was, but I'll type in 35 here for the period. And then this is where you want to store your regression equation, and we're going to store it in Y1 so that we can graph it. And so this is probably the trickiest part. To get that, you're going to hit the Vars button, and you go over to Y Vars. I'm going to choose Function and Y1. And then once you've got that, you'll go ahead and hit Calculate. It will calculate the regression. It gives you the coefficients. Notice it's writing it a little differently than we do for standard form. They don't have the B value factored out. And this is, you should write those values down. And then it has nicely copied that into my Y equals screen. And so now I can just hit graph and it will graph it. And it obviously didn't do a real good job there. So I either had my period off or something, and I'm not going to take the time to look at it right now. That's sort of strange. Let's try it on the 83 and see how it works. And so on the 83 plus, I have the exact same data entered in, I think. And so on the 83, the way I do it is I go to my home screen, I choose Stat, again scroll down to Sine Regression. And when I get that, then I just have to tell it where to put the answer. And so I go to Vars, over to Y Vars, and it's the same as before, function Y1. And so when I do that, I hit Enter. Thanks for a little bit. It gives me the answer. And again, because I put that Y1 there, it's now stored it in my Y equals screen. And so now I can hit Graph. Dimension mismatch. I didn't have my sorry, I didn't have my stat plot set up on this one before. So the stat plot, we wanted L1 and L2. I want this to be the mark. We'll try zoom stat. And then the other thing you should make sure, which I didn't, is I'm in radian mode, so you're seeing all the mistakes you should avoid here, but of course they're easy to fix. So I'm in radian mode, I'm doing zoom stat, which is number 9. And on the 83 plus, it worked pretty well here. So I'm not quite sure what happened on the 84 plus. We'll have to explore that a little bit. It might have been my period estimate, but it seemed like it was reasonable. So again, stat, calc, sine regression is the main thing you're looking for, and then you just put the Vars, Y Vars function, Y1. So it stores it. Have fun.